Hello guys. Today we have an Asus laptop that is turning on, but there is nothing on the screen. Anyway, there I was trying to connect a DC bench power supply. As you can see, I was struggling with the ground. When I pressed the power button, the machine was not showing anything on the screen. Guys, as normally in this case, I normally use an external keyboard. I connect an external keyboard, of which I do recommend that you do the same thing. When the machine is booting up, when you press the caps lock, it should give you what? A caps lock or a number lock LED. As you can see right there, I was trying by all means, but it wasn't showing any caps lock or number lock LED. So I removed the DC bench power supply. I disconnected the DC bench power supply. As always, guys, when you repair a machine, you need to do some basic first. There we go. I removed the RAM. I removed it completely. You know why? Because it's got an internal memory, an internal RAM. As you can see right there, it's showing the RAM memories are showing down there on the slot. After removing all the screws, I made a mistake. I was supposed to test the machine, so I went back and I tested the machine after removing the RAM, because there was no need to remove all the screws without testing the machine first. That's why that blue one, it's my ground. So every time when I connect my DC bench power supply, I have to connect the ground, because positive without ground, there won't be any flow of electrons. So you need the ground. After pressing the power button, there we go. Still the machine was not showing anything on the screen. As you can see, guys, I have connected my external keyboard and I did the same thing. So I have to test the machine, tap the caps lock. Still no LED, no caps lock showing on the keyboard LEDs. So in this case, it means the machine is not booting up. It's turning on, but the thing is, it's not booting up at all. Guys, to repair laptops is very simple. You just have to follow my steps. That's all that you have to do. So now the next step will be to remove the motherboard. As always, you do a physical inspection, and we have to remove the entire board into a laptop chassis. As you can see, I did a physical inspection where I was checking everything within the motherboard. Alright guys, so I didn't see anything under the physical inspection, so I took out my multimeter. So what you do, you take your multimeter and you put it into continuity mode. As you can see, I was checking for short. I was randomly checking for short in any of the power supplies. As you can see, even near the RAM slot, no power supply. Even on the RTC, no power supply. Near that coil, no power supply. You have to do a physical inspection, and you have to test for short all over the motherboard, on the coils and on the capacitors, ceramic capacitors. I was looking for short. I couldn't find a short. Alright guys, anyway, after checking all the coils, I couldn't find a short. Coils are those gray things, but I'm gonna show it to you again, don't you worry guys. There we go. That thing there, the square thing there, 1R0, those are coils. Okay, those are output. Okay, so that's why I was measuring there. I was charging those things, I was testing those things. That's your output. Anyway, let's go through under the microscope. I want to show you what is my first suspect, since there is no shot. This thing here, right here, it's called the BIOS chip. It's made by the Bond. There's a company called Bond. All right, anyway guys, the BIOS, it means the basic input output system. All right, so guys, what this chip does, it's contain a specific instruction, the basic instruction for the machine. In order for the machine to start up, it needs to communicate with this chip. This chip is links the communication between the PCH, the CPU, and other components, but it's normally linked with the PCH. If not the PCH, it also communicates with the startup chip in order to start the entire machine. Okay, the BIOS, guys, is one of the important components, because without the BIOS, the machine will not even start. Even if it's happened that it starts, but it won't boot. Okay, so an issue here on this machine was the BIOS. The reason why I concluded that the BIOS might be faulty is because I did check all the components for readings, and they all seems to be fine. So what I did was I just took my BIOS programmer and I connected the BIOS chip. I removed the BIOS chip from the board and connected it into a BIOS programmer and plugged it into my working computer. Anyway, there we are. I went to this website. It's called the Bad Caps. It's a platform where I normally get the bin file, the binary file, and I extracted the file. After extracting the file, obvious, you have to open the application and be ready to program the machine, the chip. So with this program that I use, it normally asks me the chip, and it tells me what voltage. Okay guys, so what you need to do, you have to wait for this application to finish programming the BIOS. So what you do is you normally have to read the entire chip and do a backup. Okay, the backup is very important, since the backup contains all the system information, including the serial number. So you have to do a backup. Okay, after doing the backup, after reading the chip, do a backup, save the backup file. Then after that, you can go ahead and erase the entire chip, and installed and put the new files, the one that we just downloaded from the internet. From there, you verify. After that, the machine will be perfectly fine, guys. Anyway, after I was done, the machine turned on. You can all see the display, even though the screen has a line, but the machine is perfectly fine. It's working 100%. And the issue here, guys, it was just what the corrupted BIOS chip. So after reprogramming the BIOS chip, the machine worked 100%. Anyway, this is it, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.